This video is about making the Huskey Cabinet drawers open farther than what they're designed to. Now there's a reason why they're designed not to open very far, like this one. And that's because if you have heavy stuff in that top drawer, or even maybe the next two drawers down, there's a chance that this thing could tip over on you. Even the top two drawers, if they're heavy enough, could cause an imbalance and everything could just flip over. Now that's not going to happen here. I've got them underneath the workbench and there's a lot of heavy stuff on the workbench, so it's not going anywhere. But be aware, if you decide you want to do this, that could happen. So be careful. A lot of stuff in the bottom drawer that's really heavy would probably make things stable, but you don't know that. Be careful and watch what you're doing with the whole idea, because it could be dangerous. In order to do this, you're going to need some 440 screws. The manufacturer called these 5/16 long, but that's not what I'm seeing when I measure them. There's one right there, and they're 241 thousandths of an inch long. So you'll need some of those. And you're also going to need a very small center drill, the tap drill for 440 screws, a 440 tap, and something to turn the screws in with. Mine take an Allen wrench. And of course you would need something to turn it with, something to drill the hole with. You've got the drawer open. This is past where it would normally come. You've used these little devices here. This one you push down on, the other side you actually pull up on to get the drawer to come out beyond the point where it normally would stop. So once you've got it out there, you're able to get at things. And I'm using a toothpick here. And I'm trying to get the toothpick into there so we can hold that in position. So that's almost, there we go. That's not quite all the way down, but we're going to force it down more. And we're going to put a punch mark in there. So put the punch right on here. Force it down. Take that toothpick out of there. You don't necessarily have to have that toothpick in there if you want to keep holding that down. Now, the next thing we're going to do is take our center drill and zero in on that punch mark and make that a little bit bigger so we have a point for our drill to start. Now, this center drill is not very sharp, but it is the only small one I've got. So we want to get right on that little mark we made right there. Well, like I said, that's not very sharp. But maybe we've made a good enough mark in that now so that we can put the tap drill through. And now the tap drill's through, we can put the tap through. And we have a tapped hole. Once you get that screw started in the hole, you can screw it in a little ways. And you have to reach on the other side and lift that little plastic piece, well, either up or down, depends which side of the drawer you're on. So I'm on the left hand side of the door, so I've pushed it all the way down, and then I'm proceeding to put that screw in until it stops. Right there. And we'll take a look on the other side. Right there. And the screw is now holding this down out of the way. That means when I open and close the drawer now, before we go any farther, I want to correct an error. I misspoke for sure. I said the manufacturer called those screws 5/16. The 5/16 ones are over here. The ones I'm using are actually a quarter, and I did give you the right dimension. They're just over 240 thousandths long. They probably vary a little bit, probably not all that super precise, but that's the size of the screws, and they are called a quarter long. I decided to use a 632 screw to attach my homemade door stop, or drawer stop rather. From here to here we have 1 inch, and from top to bottom is 1.5 inches. And a 1/2 inch up from the bottom I've drilled a hole that's clearance for my 632 screw. And it has this type of chamfered head, so I've chamfered it for the head to fit into. Now we're going to drill a hole in the drawer to accept this, and it's going to be tapped with a 632 tap. So all we've got to do with the drawer here is find the center point from this side to that side and mark it over here and put it well, slightly down. You want to leave your stop up enough so that when you pull the drawer out, it's going to hit the inside of this back underneath here and stop things. We get the hole marked in the center here, and we're going to drill a hole right through for our 632 tap. And we just need to run a tap through that. And there's our tapped hole in the drawer. Here's our drawer stop, and I haven't tightened it up. I'm going to have to push the drawer in and then lift this up so it's behind, and then tighten it up. That ought to do it. When that stops, you're going to feel that. Here's a comparison of how far that drawer we just worked on moves beyond where it used to. Here's the drawer next to it that hasn't been modified, and here's the drawer that we have. Anything at the back of there, you're reaching in almost blind way back there. This one here, you can actually see what you're getting.